Alright, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review slash discussion of Naruto episode 459, She of the Beginning. And this episode was actually pretty awesome because we're finally back in canon after like almost, was it 30? Almost 30 episodes of filler. Which I actually do need to go back and watch some of them because I hate to admit it, I actually kind of stopped watching Naruto for a little while because I got so upset that they were just throwing the filler at us. I mean, I reviewed the manga up until the end, up until chapter 500, and I even reviewed the chapters for Boruto's manga. Well, not Boruto's manga, but the one about Sarada and figuring out whether Sakura was her mom or not. And then, like, I just reviewed the chapter for Boruto's manga that just came out not too long ago. But I know why they're doing so many fillers, because Naruto is about to end, because I mean we all know that Naruto was going to end at chapter 500 and is getting really close to the end of the series, so they're trying to, I think they're trying to drag it out for as long as they possibly can, so that way they can not necessarily make some more money, but try to milk it till it's dry, pretty much. And not that I'm necessarily mad about that, because I do love Naruto. If I didn't, I wouldn't have binge read, like, I think I read like 400 chapters in like 3 or 4 days. So I definitely wouldn't have binge read all those chapters if I didn't love Naruto, because I freaking love the whole series. I love the series as a whole. It is an amazing story. Kishimoto is phenomenal, and he did an amazing job on the series as a whole. It is just amazing. I will give him that one. The graphics are amazing, the story is amazing. Kishimoto is just, he is par none. And like I said, that's why I can understand why this show, like why this part is being dragged out as much as it is. But it kind of sucks for somebody like me who didn't watch a lot of fillers. I really like binge watched the manga, and I went and watched some of the important fillers that did happen throughout the series. And I mean, filler is not a big thing for me anymore. I really don't need filler. I just want to see what I read being animated, which, like I said, I really don't mind filler. Filler is awesome. Just at this point, it made me kind of mad where the filler picked up at from where the story left off, because like it was getting to the good part and then we got filler for like 5 months, 4 months maybe, and it was just like, you were right there. All you had to do was just do the rest of it, and it could have been done in like 10, 15, 20 episodes, however you want to do it. But I digress. But this episode, finally, after all this time, we finally got a canon episode, and we finally get to see Kage, which brings me to the next one. Because, I mean, they even did this, like, it's in the manga too, but I feel like, and I think I have heard other people say this too, and I do agree, I can't agree with that Kage probably should have been a, like, either a filler or a movie villain, because of the way she came into the story. Because they literally only mentioned her like maybe once or twice. They might have mentioned her like previous long time ago, but they like just mentioned her in the actual canon of the story, and then she pops up out of nowhere, which kind of threw me off a little bit, because it's just like, we literally hear nothing about this woman and then she appears out of nowhere. But I have to admit that Kage is freaking awesome. Like, she is so OP, and it's she's very intimidating. Like, it is intimidating looking at Kage. And can I just say that her hair is gargantuan. She has the most hair of any person I've ever seen in my life. And you know, in this episode, I felt so bad. I actually felt really bad for Madara. And most of you know that Madara is not necessarily my favorite character in this series, but I genuinely felt bad for Madara. Like he somewhat he did and he didn't deserve becoming like a bubble monster. Like he looked like he was about to explode. It kind of reminded me of the frog from the Incredible Hulk movie when they showed it being put under the gamma radiation. That's what Madara reminded me of. I felt really bad for him too because it was pretty gruesome, but in a way he did deserve it, and then in a way I wouldn't wish that upon anyone because it looked excruciating. But I digress. So this whole episode was pretty much Naruto and Sasuke, Kakashi and Sakura, and Obito was thrown in there too because he got sucked up into Kaguya's dimension. But pretty much Kaguya was trying to take the chakra back from everyone, which was why well, not necessarily why Madara put everybody under the internal Tsukiyomi, but that was why Black Zetsu took him over and brought Kaguya out of him, and it's just a whole lot of different things. This episode was pretty freaking intense. Like, I was on the edge of my seat watching this whole episode because it was just that great, and it made me realize how much I actually missed watching Naruto because this show is freaking amazing. But I have to say, if I can understand the feeling that Sakura had when when Kaguya walked past her and Sakura like literally almost died. And there's my cat. Look at him being nosy. But like, I can understand how Sakura felt when Kaguya walked past her and like Sakura pretty much saw her life flash before her eyes. But Kaguya is just way too OP, and at this point I don't see in any foreseeable outcome to how they would be able to even best her. Like, even in the part when they actually were fighting her, she was able to disperse Sasuke's Susanoo, and she pretty much knocked Naruto out of the sky, even though he was going head to head with her for a few moments. I'll give him a few moments. He was going head to head with her for a few moments, and then she knocked him out of the sky, and Sasuke pretty much had to save him. But I honestly don't see how it would be possible for them to really be able to beat her. And I didn't understand it when I read the manga, and I still don't quite understand it watching it now, even though it's so beautiful. Why are the graphics so beautiful? Like, I understand because it's getting close to the end, so not necessarily that they have a little more time, but they really stepped their game up for this episode. It was amazing. Like, I was just so inspired by the graphics watching this episode. But it's just, there's so many things. Like, we're gonna hear a story about how Indra and Ashura, or Hagoromo and his brother, were able to seal their mother and why they sealed their mother, so we can find out how all of this stuff happened. And I have to say that the intro and the outro of this episode, which I believe are going to be the last ones of the series, is freaking beautiful. Like, the intro is very intense, and it shows like Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi and everybody actually like getting sucked into this black abyss type fluid, and then they're all fighting like these fluid monsters that are taking the shape of everyone, which I don't know if that's symbolism or not. I mean, you guys can give me your thoughts on that for those of you who haven't read the manga. But they show like Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura all get up, but Naruto is still sinking, and then he eventually stands up, and he's in his what's the name of that mode? He comes and starts kicking butt and taking names. But then in the outro, it made me so happy when they actually showed Naruto at the very end, because like pretty much the whole outro was Naruto growing up and like showing him from very, very little, like at the very beginning of the series up till now. And then at the very end they showed Naruto in his Hokage cape, which was actually pretty freaking epic. That like, I had a huge smile on my face when I saw that. It made me so happy. But it's just, it hurts my heart a little bit that Naruto is ending, because I felt like that was a big part of my life for a little while. I mean, it is still a big part of my life because I freaking love Naruto. I mean, who doesn't like Naruto? But it actually saddens me to see it ending now, and it just it hurt my heart a little bit. I'm not going to cry today, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how things play out. I can't wait to see how beautiful the graphics are for the upcoming episodes, because I know that it's going to be beautiful. So yeah, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How do you feel about the way things turned out? For those of you who don't read the manga, how do you think things are going to turn out with Sasuke and Naruto fighting Kaguya? Because she is a strong one, and it doesn't look like things are going really well for them. So yeah, so as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And there's my cat. And as always, this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.